You walk into the grocery store after a long day. You're tired, you're hungry, and there it is. That golden, glistening rotisserie chicken sitting under the heat lamp. $5, maybe $7. Smells incredible. Looks like a home-cooked meal without any of the work. So you grab it. You don't flip it over. You don't read the label. Why would you? It's chicken. But here's what that label says if you ever bother to look. Water, sodium phosphate, modified food starch, carrageenan, dextrose, sodium triphosphate. That last one, the exact same chemical used in the production of laundry detergent and industrial ceramics. Americans buy 900 million rotisserie chickens a year, and the vast majority of them are injected with chemical brines that can make up 18% of the bird's total weight. You're not paying for chicken, you're paying for salt water held together by industrial thickeners. Today, I'm ranking the 5 worst offenders you need to stop buying immediately, and then 3 rotisserie chickens that are actually clean, actually juicy, and actually safe for your body. Number 1 on the avoid list has 940 milligrams of sodium in a single serving. That's more than half your entire daily limit in 3 ounces of meat. Let's expose them all. Never buy the 5 worst rotisserie chickens. Number 5, Safeway Signature Cafe Traditional. Let's start with the bird that looks harmless but hides a chemistry experiment under the skin. Safeway's Signature Cafe Rotisserie Chicken contains 250 milligrams of sodium per 3-ounce serving. That's moderate by grocery standards. But the ingredient list tells a different story. The label admits to containing up to 15% added solution. That solution includes sodium triphosphate, carrageenan, maltodextrin, corn syrup solids, and xanthan gum. Sodium triphosphate forces the muscle tissue to swell and lock in water. Outside of the food industry, it's used as a dispersant in laundry detergent and a fluxing agent in ceramics production. Carrageenan is the biological glue that holds that injected water inside the puncture wounds. In industrial applications, fire departments use it to make firefighting foam sticky. And you're eating it for dinner. At $10 a bird, you're paying roughly $1.50 just for the chemical water mixture that pools at the bottom of the container. Number 4, Costco Kirkland Signature Seasoned, the most famous rotisserie chicken in America. $5, iconic, and loaded with 460 milligrams of sodium per serving. Costco loses between $30 and $40 million a year to keep this bird at $4.99. That's not generosity, it's strategy. The chickens are placed at the very back of a 146,000 square foot warehouse. To get to that $5 bird, you walk past electronics, clothing, and seasonal merchandise. The average consumer walks in for chicken and walks out with a $200 cart. But the health cost is worse than the impulse spending. The ingredient list includes sodium phosphate, modified food starch, potato dextrin, carrageenan, sugar, and dextrose. A class action lawsuit was filed in California in 2026 after consumers discovered the packaging claimed no preservatives while the ingredient list told a very different story. Costco's defense? The chemicals are for moisture retention and product consistency. Translated into plain English, moisture retention means they injected the bird with so much salt water that they needed industrial thickeners to keep it from leaking out. Number 3, Walmart Freshness Guaranteed Traditional. Walmart's rotisserie chicken costs between $6 and $7 and delivers 520 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's higher than Costco, and you're paying more for it. The ingredient list includes carrageenan, natural flavors, and silicon dioxide. Natural flavors is an FDA-approved catch-all that allows manufacturers to hide proprietary chemical mixtures as long as they were originally derived from a plant or animal source. You have no idea what you're actually eating. Silicon dioxide is essentially sand. It's an anti-caking agent that keeps the synthetic spice blend flowing through factory machinery. But the real scandal is shrinkflation. Shoppers have documented the chicken weights dropping from 800 grams to 700 grams overnight, with no price change and no announcement. Investigative reporters have weighed these birds on camera, and the scale routinely fails to match the label. For seniors on blood pressure medication, 520 milligrams of sodium in a single sitting directly counteracts ACE inhibitors. The drug relaxes blood vessels. The sodium forces the body to retain water and spike blood pressure. The medication becomes useless. And if you're looking at the rotisserie chicken in your fridge right now and wondering what's actually in it, you're asking the right question, and we're only at number 3. The top two are significantly worse. If this is helping you make safer choices for your family, take 1 second and hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, and it helps us keep investigating what the food industry doesn't want you to know. Number 2. Sam's Club Members Mark Seasoned. 550 milligrams of sodium per 3-ounce serving, the highest of any major warehouse club in America. But the number that should alarm you is 18. That's the percentage of the bird's total weight that is injected chemical solution. The label states it clearly, up to 18%. On a 3-pound bird, that means nearly 9 ounces is not chicken. It's saltwater, sodium phosphates, yeast extract, sugar, and corn flour. Yeast extract is the food industry's sleight of hand for MSG. It provides an artificial burst of savory flavor designed to mask the low quality of the underlying meat. Shoppers have reported experiencing unexpected blood sugar spikes after eating this chicken, consistent with the hidden sugars and corn flour in the brine. Longtime buyers have documented aggressive shrinkflation. Birds that used to weigh over 3 pounds now come in at 275 or less. A verified employee confirmed the internal spec guide was quietly downgraded. The instruction to pull and rework underweight birds was removed from the guidelines. Number 1. The worst. HEB meal, simple Italian herb, 940 milligrams of sodium per serving, 3 ounces of meat. That single serving consumes 63% of the American Heart Association's entire daily ideal limit for adults managing high blood pressure. Eat a normal dinner portion of 6 ounces and you've blown past 1,800 milligrams of sodium before you've touched a single side dish, a single condiment, or a single glass of anything. The ingredient list weaponizes salt twice. It's the primary functional ingredient in the injected broth and the primary ingredient in the exterior seasoning rub. Sodium phosphate forces the dead muscle tissue to swell with water like a sponge. The result is a bird that looks plump and juicy, but is chemically inflated to an extreme that no other major retailer comes close to matching. At 940 milligrams, this chicken contains 23 times more sodium per serving than the number 1 bird on our buy list. It's not food, it's a cardiovascular event disguised as dinner. Actually juicy, the 3 best rotisserie chickens. Number 3. Wegmans Organic Plain Roasted. 95 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's an 80% reduction from the Costco bird and a 90% drop from HEB's Italian herb. The ingredient list is almost shockingly simple. Organic chicken, water, organic chicken broth concentrate, organic honey powder, and sea salt. No carrageenan, no sodium tripolyphosphate, no modified food starch, no artificial anything. These birds are air-chilled instead of water-chilled. Standard industrial chickens get dunked into massive communal vats of chlorinated ice water after slaughter. The carcasses absorb that dirty water, inflating their weight with contaminated liquid. Air-chilled chickens are cooled in sterile cold air chambers. The result is denser meat, crisper skin, and zero chlorinated water absorption. At $15, it costs triple the warehouse bird. But you're paying for actual chicken, not a chemical sponge. Number 2. Whole Foods Organic Plain. 70 milligrams of sodium, 3 ingredients, organic chicken, water, sea salt. That's it. Nothing synthetic, no sugar, no modified starches, no phosphates, no binders. Whole Foods enforces some of the strictest animal welfare standards in the retail industry. The organic label guarantees the birds are free-range and raised without antibiotics. That distinction matters because the widespread use of preventive antibiotics in factory farming is one of the primary drivers of antibiotic-resistant superbugs, which the World Health Organization considers one of the greatest threats to global health. At $10 to $15 with Amazon Prime discounts, this is a genuinely clean protein source that won't sabotage your blood pressure medication or strain your kidneys. 70 milligrams. That's less than 5% of your daily limit. You could eat this chicken every single day and your cardiologist wouldn't blink. Number 1. The best. Kroger. Simple Truth. 40 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's it. 40. Virtually identical to buying a raw chicken and roasting it in your own oven with no added salt. The ingredient list has 3 words: chicken, water, sea salt. Nothing else. No phosphates, no carrageenan, no dextrose. no modified starch, no natural flavors hiding proprietary chemical mixtures, no yeast extract masking low-quality meat. The Simple Truth line guarantees cage-free birds fed a strictly vegetarian diet with no antibiotics and no artificial preservatives. At $10 for a 2-pound bird, it's double the price of a Walmart chicken. But consider what you're not paying for. You're not paying for 9 ounces of injected saltwater. You're not paying for industrial thickeners. You're not paying for chemicals that counteract your heart medication. A senior could eat half of this entire chicken and still consume less sodium than a single bite of the HEB Italian herb. That's the difference between a food product engineered by chemists and a chicken actually prepared by cooks. Here's the uncomfortable truth the grocery industry is banking on you never discovering. The word natural on a chicken label is legally meaningless. It just means no artificial colors and minimal processing. It says nothing about how the bird was raised, what was injected into it, or how much chemical salt water you're paying for by the pound. No hormones added is an even bigger scam. Federal law banned hormones in all poultry production in the 1950s. Every single chicken in America is hormone-free by default. That label exists to make a cheap product look premium. The only thing that matters is the ingredient list on the back. If it contains sodium phosphate, carrageenan, modified food starch, or yeast extract, you're eating an industrial science project, not a meal. If it says chicken, water, and sea salt, you're eating actual food. Stop grabbing the cheapest bird without flipping it over. Your heart, your kidneys, and your blood pressure medication will thank you. If this changed how you think about rotisserie chicken, hit that like button and subscribe. We're exposing what grocery stores don't want you to know so you never get fooled again. Check out the video on your screen right now.